Hey guys, here with Tom from American Air Arms. We went hunting today with these two Slayer 357s, new line of air rifles that are going to be available in June of 2015. He's kind enough to loan me one, and I gotta say, this thing is amazing. It definitely puts a smile on my face every time I shoot it. What made you decide to build something like this, Tom?
Well, I've always liked air rifles, and I got into them recently about 4 years ago, kind of reintroduced myself. I was doing a lot of powder burner shooting, a lot of metallic silhouette and that kind of thing. And I got in it, started with a Springer, and really enjoyed that. I kind of liked the just the motion of it and the ease, and just kind of enjoyed going out and plinking with the Springer. But with a powder burner background, you want to go hunting and you want to have more power, and you want to have a little longer reach.
You'd mentioned that you'd built this kind of for coyotes.
Yeah, well, being in California, and we're kind of
Right.
limited to the predators with the
Right.
air guns and the small game. So, yeah, coyotes in mind when I designed this in 357 for sure.
So it's like a 200-yard gun. I mean, I know I feel comfortable at least 100 with it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you have good position on your quarry, and you can line up your shot, 200 yards is possible.
Yeah.
I mean, in California, a lot of times
it seems
that's all
a
you
little much for jackrabbits, but it's a hell of a lot of fun. I will say that. Like I said, it puts a smile on my face every time I shoot it. This gets 6 shots, and it's filled to 3,500.
3,500 psi, 6 shots, and that runs it down to about 2,700 psi.
Need a tank to fill this.
Well, not 100%
You
necessary,
have
but
tried to pump it.
yeah, I have pumped it with the hill pump, and I could not pump my hill pump past 3,200 psi, and it took a long time to get there. And I'm not a lightweight guy, and when it got to 3,200, that's all it would go. So yes, just about everybody has a 4,500 psi fill system now, and so the 3,500 psi fill is kind of not too difficult to achieve.
And what kind of barrels are on these?
These are barrels manufactured by TJ Enterprises, so they're chrome moly, hammer forged.
And you offer these in 22 through 45?
That's the plan. Right now we're starting with the 357. It's popular, and like I said, California coyotes are pretty attractive. Next one will be a 308 in this model, and then a 45.
Oh, let me ask you, the smaller calibers, I know you're going to have regulated versions, because I know this gets 6 shots. Like a 25 caliber, about how many shots what kind of power do you be able to get out of it?
In 25 caliber, if you're going to shoot pellets, so we're not talking 257, we're talking 25 caliber JSBs, you're looking around 60 shots and anywhere between 40 and 60 foot-pounds in that range.
And is that particular model a bullpup? You can get a bullpup of a rifle?
Right.
Or,
it's based on the same action, so most of the rifle's the same. The difference between the pellet models is it'll be regulated.
right. Right, and this is the left-handed model, because I know you're left-handed, but you're going to offer it left and right.
Left and right-handed, yes.
And you'd mentioned that it's factory tuned, like you call it.
Factory tuned. Yeah, the idea is not to let the person who buys it have to do too much R&D. A lot of the R&D in air guns is left up to the shooter.
Right.
So the idea is to ship the gun with a decent tune with a pellet they're likely to shoot for the application.
And what kind of pellets do you recommend for this?
For the 308 and the 357?
Yeah.
Well, right now we're shooting a Swedge slug that's made by John Kripe, and it's 139 grain. John and I worked on that for about 2 or 3 months of adjusting the size, the nose, the base, until we dialed in on something we thought worked really well for this rifle.
So this is about 270 foot-pounds?
275 foot-pounds, more or less. It starts off around 270.
And it's pretty quiet. I mean, I was surprised. I was expecting, because I've shot other big wars, I was kind of expecting, that surprising, you might need hearing protection sound. And it's actually pretty quiet. Matter of fact, when you guys were shooting it earlier, it really didn't sound much more than my Marauder. I know I was a ways away, but I was pleasantly surprised. And you had mentioned something about how this is mounted.
The scope, yeah, the barrel on this gun has got it's fully floated, so it attaches here at the receiver, and then the scope mount is cantilevered, so it's not attached to the barrel at all.
Because I know a lot of guys complain about you can't mess with it.
Right.
So
this is
gonna...
yeah, I've shown this before. This is pretty durable. You know, you can carry the gun by this. It's not going to go anywhere.
And it's pretty light. I mean, what do you think it weighs?
It's 6.6 pounds without the scope. So add a full-size scope on there, that's another 1.5 pounds.
Yeah, so it's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, just around 8 pounds with a normal scope.
And it's comfortable, it's lightweight, and this is adjustable.
Buttstock is adjustable. It's got 5 positions.
So it's got like maybe 2 or 3 inches.
About 2.5 inches of adjustment. Yeah.
And then let me ask you, can you tune it down if you wanted to?
Well, tune it down a little bit. I mean, if you wanted to go to 125 grain bullet instead of the 139, you could tune it for that.
Because 6 shots, I mean, for predator hunting, I mean, that's all you need.
That's all you need, yeah.
But I think for pigs, obviously jackrabbits and coyotes, I like that caliber personally. I couldn't see myself going bigger. I mean, I think I would like, for jackrabbits, like a 30 caliber, maybe regulated.
Exactly, yeah. The 30 caliber is perfect for jackrabbits.
Yeah.
Gives you the little extra reach you need, and it's just a great, I mean, even though you only have JSB and JSB to choose from, both those pellets are just fantastic.
And it's got rails. I noticed you attached, on this one, you've got it's kind of like a Magpul grip.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. That's the Magpul grip that you see on ARs. Especially for people with long arms, they'll like to have that foregrip on there where they can get a little further up towards the muzzle when they use the foregrip. Shorter people with shorter reach like me, I mean, I pretty much like it all the way back. So.
Yeah, I shoot. I got a AR-15, and to me, I just love the feel of it. I love how it feels to me. I like the trigger. And to me, this feels almost exactly like it.
You'll get a lot of anti-bullpup sentiment, and I got to say, most people who don't like the bullpup probably haven't shot one.
Right.
And to me, the biggest advantage of the bullpup is it's a platform that's got room to grow.
So what about the rifle? Is the rifle has a longer barrel, or is it about the same?
It's going to be the same.
Obviously, it's just longer.
It's longer, right? Because it's conventional. Probably will have a longer barrel in 308. We were looking at, this is 24-inch barrel, so the 308 will probably be a 28-inch barrel.
And what kind of stocks were you going to go with?
Well, we got walnut and laminated coming. The walnut will be, kind of a Claro walnut, just your standard walnut stock that you get. If you want a custom stock that's fancy, that can always be done by a custom stock maker. And then the laminate, all the laminates people like, the camo.
Because, I mean, it looks all weather. I mean, I know this is, what, titanium?
Titanium, yes.
So it's not going to rust, and, the coating you have on here looks great. And you said that you were going to offer some camo as well.
Yes, we're going to offer custom painted camouflage.
So pretty much anything that somebody wants.
Anything that somebody wants, yeah. Or we might start with just a few patterns, but it could go to fully custom.
And so like something like this, a camo version, like roughly what would that?
Well, the base gun is $1,900.
Uh-huh.
And the camo is probably going to add about $300 or $400 to the price.
So that's very competitive with, effects. That's competitive with a lot of the crickets. I mean, it's competitive.
Yeah, it's competitive. You're in between Korean guns, where you're wishing for a little more power and a little more refinement.
But it's not.
It's
European American
guns.
made.
Yeah, and the European guns where you pay, they're expensive, you get quality, and this is exactly right. This is completely American made, and everything is top-notch quality.
So. any kind of repairs somebody needed, what could possibly go wrong? I mean, are they pretty reliable?
Yeah, I mean, they are air rifles, and they are more complex than a firearm. I mean,
Right.
that's just something you can't avoid with air rifles. So being PCPs, the obvious problem is sometimes leaks.
Yeah.
But everything uses standard O-rings, so you know if it does spring a leak, they can be replaced easily.
And then the magazines.
The magazines are a 6-shot rotary.
Similar to like a Marauder.
Similar to a Marauder, yeah. They're
self-indexing.
Self-indexing. Thank you.
And they're metal, plastic.
All aluminum.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is, I gotta say guys, I shot it quite a bit the past few weeks. We went to the Pacific Airgun Show, the expo, and we set up a trap inside. And people were just having a blast. I watched, you know, every time somebody shot it, you know, they'd get up and they had that big smile on their face, and that's what it gives me. And I just like the name, 357 Slayer. American Air Arms. It is a beautiful rifle, Tom. It really is. Thank you for letting me talk with you about it and let me use it. Hopefully we'll get some jackrabbits today. Thank you.
Here's Dana making currency out of pellets. Nice. It's like a quarter. What kind of?
This is, tell us about these pellets.
It's 139 grain, 1E, made for Tom's 357.
Wow.
I want to weigh it, see how much of it's still there.
Looks like it's all there.
Yeah, it does look like it's all there.